Hello and welcome to another episode of Bodied, a Cloud9 Fancast. I'm your host, Havokpus, and I'm joined by my friend Frozencreek. How's it going?
By your Frozencreek?
Yeah, my friend Frozencreek.
Yes, you are right. It's that type of week. It's been a frozen week for me. After temperatures got up to like 60 a week and a half ago, it's been freezing and snowing all week. So it has been one of those weeks. How about
Oh,
you?
it's finally warmed up to around like the mid 60s or so. So it's
Oh my
actually kind of
God.
warm now.
Yeah, I, I can't wait to move to LA, where it's 70s like all the time. It's
Oh,
gonna
heck
be
yeah, that's like
so fucking
paradise. I love
cool.
it.
Yeah, and I should be close to uh, LCS too, so I should be able to go
Yeah,
uh, pretty frequently.
we can have up close correspondence.
Yeah, a, a raging 30 year old psychopath at Worlds.
Yelling at yelling at people
Hey,
like
you
many years
dumbass
younger than him.
19-year-old berserker! Don't do that. I'm just kidding. I'm not a total lunatic at live sporting events, or at least I try not to be. But
Yeah, at least you're probably better than like some of the dads that go to like their
yes,
kids like little league games and they're having an aneurysm.
I would be way too embarrassed to do that. All of my shenanigans are in good sporting fun.
Yeah, yeah, same here. All shenanigans should be friendly and
In
not
sporting
mean.
fun.
Yes.
And speaking of sporting fun,
Speaking of sporting fun, we got some Cloud9 stuff going on. The Apex Legends team did qualify for the Sweden LAN. They finished sixth uh, in the Apex Legends Global Series. Good to see from the Apex Legends team. We haven't really gotten to see a whole lot of them for a while, but them qualifying for the LAN is a pretty big thing. So that's really good, and I'm hoping we can maybe actually see them in action once the LAN starts.
yeah, I think all the games this weekend were during either Valorant or LCS, so it's tough to watch. But glad to see all the updates from Twitter. It seems like that they played decent, not great. So glad to see him advance on to LAN. I'm not entirely sure what it means, but that's what their tweet said. So good news, nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm mostly looking forward to just seeing what the actual LAN looks like, because from what I've seen from other battle royale LANs, like the stages are pretty intricate and everything, and they look pretty sick. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like.
Yeah, the DreamHack stage I went to in Denver was super cool. It was in like a rodeo space,
Mm.
so like all the matches took place on like dirt, basically. It was unique,
That's pretty interesting.
a special setup, but it was super fun while I was there. I've been eyeing DreamHack Atlanta this year, but probably won't end up going.
Yeah, Atlanta's kind of a far ways away from you.
Yeah, and it happens I think in August, September, or November or October. I'm not sure, and
Oh yeah.
I'll be in LA then. It's a bit,
Oh, that's even farther away.
yeah, because it's probably like a 15 to 16 hour drive
Yeah,
from Detroit. But
I know I know like flying there it takes a little while. At least
yeah,
from
it's
like going like
not
that
too
far
bad.
away.
It's only probably an hour and a half or so. It's not too bad.
Oh, okay.
But from LA, it's much different. It's
No,
probably
from
like
LA
three.
it's gonna take you like a
Oh,
whole day.
oh yeah, it's probably like a 3 hour trip.
Um, but that's all really for Apex. So we have some Valorant news and kind of some sad news. The boys faltered in the losers finals against the Guard. We were able to beat V1 and X at 2-1 in both of those matches. And I was really hyped for the Guard. Like we were having good results on the maps that we won on for against both those teams. So I was really excited to go up against the Guard again. And the guard was just the better team for us, and they beat us 3-0 in some pretty tight maps.
Yeah, I think we had the first map choice. Is that correct?
Maybe
Okay.
I can't remember.
I remember, I think, feeling after the first map that we were going to be in tough shape, but
No, the
it
first
ended
one went
up.
into overtime, which like if I always hate because whenever a map goes into OT, you know that it's going to mess with the teams just because it goes on for so much longer and you're tired and then you have to do more.
Yeah, so after that, I kind of didn't feel all too hot, but at the end of the day, it's no doubt that the guard played a lot better than us.
No, yeah, they're I think it also sets it kind of leans into what a little bit of I think it was maybe Lee for Vanity was saying about how there wasn't really a clear top team for NA because everyone, C9 was winning a lot of matches, but they were saying how there wasn't really a top team in NA because you also had teams like the Guard, you had Xset, you had V1, you have Sentinels, you have Optic. I think you also maybe have EG. Like you have like a lot of teams that are all taking matches off of each other, and so it's kind of hard to really tell like who's the strongest. Um, and for that day, we just kind of fell short and we got beat.
Oh yeah, who's the second team that qualified?
Uh,
I wasn't paying attention after we
That's a
lost.
good question. I was more excited that the guard got through because
Yeah, I mean, if
everyone likes
it
the
was,
guard. You can't hate the guard.
yeah, if it was to anyone, I guess I'm glad it was the guard. We did knocked out V1, which was cool and a fun match. But no, it sucks. I would have liked to see him in Iceland again.
Yeah, it would have been really fun to watch for sure. I was really looking forward to us kind of going back to another land just to see us do some more international competition. Oh, it was Optic that was second. Optic
Oh,
also
huh.
is going to be going to Iceland.
Oh, well, good for them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they did beat us in the upper bracket, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. But
I
still
think I
sucks.
think third place isn't bad. I think that being top three in an event with a bunch of other really big names in North America, I think that's still good. I think that it also shows that we maybe still have some work to do. It may also be showing kind of what Sentinels maybe went through with having to deal with it seemed like for a little while no one just wanted to scrim Sentinels. So Sentinels eventually, like they were seemingly just like leaning towards mechanical ability for a long while, but then eventually, no, not really scrimming kind of caught up with them, and then like they got behind in strategy and stuff. And it could be like less people are scrimming our team because we were winning so much. It could be our scrims weren't going as well. There could be a lot of like other stuff. But I think this gives us motivation to come back harder for the next event and really try to push ourselves to kind of remain on top and try to beat teams like the Guard and like Optic.
Yeah, I agree. It would be nice to get back on top. I guess. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't really have anything else to add to that.
I do want to give a quick yeah, shout out. Speaking of being on top, C9 White has had a lot of cool content out recently, so keep an eye out for that. There's a few interviews and stuff. I hope
Yeah, I
the
noticed that they
matches
were
soon.
getting behind the content machine a lot more, which I think is great. I think they definitely deserve just as much exposure as our other players. So I think it's super dope. Um, I think it's super dope that they're able to get in front of the camera and do some videos, kind of talk about themselves, that kind of thing. I think that's super sick. And they definitely, you know, they deserve the recognition.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they have a tournament coming up of some sort.
I think the next Game Changers tournament I think is coming
Yeah,
up. And I think
yeah,
that's maybe why they're ramping it up. I'm hoping they win again because they've won a few.
yeah. Would be huge.
It
So,
would be super huge.
um, all right. We can move on to Academy now.
Well, for Academy, we have TSM Academy and Dignitas Academy losing 2-0 against us. Some pretty good wins. This is during the is this during Proving Grounds? Proving Grounds on
Yes,
Valorant.
yes.
Okay, yes, yes,
Our
yes.
first two matches in Proving Grounds. We beat the shit out of TSM Academy too. I'm not 100% sure um how quick it was, but we did beat Academy in our second round in under 48 minutes total. It was bad.
Yeah, I remember you telling me just how quickly our total match time against Dig was, and I was like, "There's no way that our academy match lasted that long." Uh, but I think it's kind of funny that it was so quick. I think that honestly, like our academy team is really strong because we have a lot of strong players, and I think that having Malice also just makes us a really tough team to beat because he draws so many jungle bans because he has such an interesting champion pool. And I think he was also breaking out Shyvana now, and I think he's maybe like
Yeah.
undefeated on Shyvana.
Oh yeah. He plays Shyvana. He's played a decent amount of Udyr, Hecarim. It really comes down to what he can get of his like 5 or 6 champions. But no, he's fun. He's fun to watch. Copy pulled out of Graves mid this week, so
Oh, nice.
got a few different looks too. So it was pretty fun. Their next match is on, I think it was Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the winner's semifinal. So round 4 of the winner's bracket. Winner plays the winner of Immortals Academy and Golden Guardians Academy in the winner's final. The winner of that goes on to the grand final. Loser plays in the loser's final. So should be fun. I'm not entirely sure where we drop down if we were to lose, but the losers bracket is full still. There's 6 teams there waiting on two more to cut that down to 4, 2, and then eventually 1. So we also
I
switched
think
to best of 5s after this.
mhm. I think we shouldn't have too much trouble. I think we're looking like one of the stronger academy teams. I can't remember where Team Liquid Academy is in the standings, but I think as
They
long
were right
as
behind us, I believe.
okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that they were like in the top 2 with us, but I couldn't remember. Um,
We were tied for second, and they were technically fourth, but that's because 2 teams were tied for second place.
okay. Well, I think it should be a good match. I think we should win. I mean, Malice has just been crazy with it, and I think he's really good at rallying the team around him to, playing well. I think as long as he gets a good pick, and as long as you don't put Darshan on anything that's kind of like a weakness for him, and King has a good game, I think we should be good.
Yeah, they're looking super sharp now specifically. So I'm hoping that we can keep it up and at least get to winners final or losers final at the very least. But I'd prefer if we just won it all. It looks like there is a situation where we could face CLG Academy or 100 Thieves Academy. I'm not sure where we drop specifically if we lose, but CLG Academy finished first in the regular split, so not an ideal place to drop. But keep an eye out for that. Round 4, our match is on Monday, so I imagine we would probably go Monday, Thursday, or Monday, Friday again. So keep an eye out and support the boys.
We're the boys. All right. Well, with that out of the way, we can finally talk about LCS. and our somewhat tragic 1-2 super week finish to close out the spring 2022 regular season.
Yeah, it was a tough week for the boys. If the first loss felt a little absent-minded.
The funniest thing about us losing 100 Thieves was I remember watching the game before it. I can't remember who was playing, but the team that lost picked Graves top, and I'm like, oh wow, Graves top really kind of sucks, huh? And then we pick it, and I just had this feeling going, oh no.
Yeah, and then he got solo killed and stuff. It was bad.
I think like I think at least like so I'm gonna kind of quote Fudge a little bit in an interview. He said that it's really good that we lost now because it gives them drive to play better as well as they have a lot of data now to kind of correct what they've been maybe making some mistakes in. And they can maybe like trip their drafts and stuff like that. I think that one of the big things is it just seems like Malphite is a big counter to us because how we like to play and everything, we like to kind of group up. We like to play around Summit. We like to basically get into Malphite ulting distance a lot of the time. And that seems to just be our equalizer right now because in the FlyQuest game and the 100 Thieves game that we lost, we both drafted into them taking Malphite top. Um, and it didn't seem to be just an ideal situation for how we play, as well as kind of the stuff that we were picking. We pick very short range comps, so it's really easy for Malphite to get off those ultis. And as well as just low continuous damage, looking at the FlyQuest game, you don't have a lot of really continuous damage. Lee Sin's very bursty. LeBlanc has burst damage. Ezreal has
Or
burst damage, that kind of thing. So
or
you just
wave
don't.
clear.
Yeah, or wave clear. So you have low wave clear, you have low continuous uh damage from your carries. You're just kind of pigeonholing yourself into this thing of either you kill them all in like your first spell rotation and you kill the target, or you're kind of done. Versus, like the FlyQuest comp for example, they had a kind of a wombo combo just ult party because they had Vex, Misfortune, Malphite. So Malphite and Nautilus engage with their ults, and then you just Misfortune, Vex press their ults, and Viego goes in, and you're having just so much damage over a big space that they kind of just out damage C9. And then you look at the 100 Thieves comp, Twisted Fate for roams in setup, and then you have Aphelios for continuous damage. There's just they just have. It seems like both teams those matches had just better options and just better ways to make their comps work versus us, where we kind of put ourselves at some deficits just with how the champions work.
Yeah, and it kind of felt bizarre how they ended up picking two. Obviously they were seemingly just picking for a specific comp rather than trying to pick to win the game, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That was especially true. Yeah, true against FlyQuest when they picked LeBlanc and didn't ban out any mid laners that counter him. So they went for the AD pool, and then they picked Ezreal despite Aphelios being up. So I don't know. I think they were possibly also trying to get stuff on tape too. Fudge played LeBlanc twice this weekend.
I noticed that he was trying out LeBlanc some, which I think at least from an individual perspective, I think he played LeBlanc all right. I think that just it's not a pick that you really want into something that's tanky like a Malphite.
Yeah, I ideally no.
Or going in
And
something like a
especially
Vex
not.
that can kind of just either go around you or go through you with
Yeah,
Vex ult and everything, and the fear to make it so you can't really follow up on your combo. Like I think that He can play LeBlanc well. I'm not saying that Fudge is bad at LeBlanc because I think individually he's been playing very well all split. I think it's just, especially with this weekend, his picks just weren't working out for what we needed.
Oh yeah, and I think part of it was just like I said, picking for a specific draft rather
Right.
than picking to win the game.
Yeah, I could definitely
And
see it being like a limit testing thing. You know, you have a week before playoffs, you're already secured playoffs. I am I don't want to say that you've already secured top two, but they got top two anyway. Um, you know, so I imagine they're feeling confident enough to where, you know, at that point it's like, hey, let's just pick some things to try out stuff and see. I can kind of see it. I know it's not ideal from a fan perspective to see us lose, but there's nothing better than trying to practice things in a real scenario versus just you're scrimming with the academy team or whoever.
oh yeah, I don't know exactly what they were trying to practice for. Whether that was trying to play like a hyper focus early game comp or not, but they didn't really play for their win conditions either, which I thought was bizarre. But also, Summit getting solo killed at like level 6 that was part of the reason why too.
Yeah, he had a couple rough games. But I think he can come back stronger. I mean, we have all week to practice, and I think that, or at least hopefully the team, you know, does have maybe a bit more insight on like what, you know, they need to fix and kind of what they need to do to play better. Um, that's just, you know, that's all it is.
Yeah, I normally watch the VOD Wednesday morning when we record, and I was kind of just too depressed
Yeah, I didn't really want to
do
watch that
that
again.
in any of them. I guess I could have watched Dig, but that's about it. That was in anything close to being fun. But I
Yeah.
would have liked to see them try and play a different champion than normal. That maybe LeBlanc is one of those. But like you could try out a Misfortune, you can try out um, Zaya
I
on
was
Berserker.
I
So
was kind of hoping
oh,
we
I guess
would
it was
pick
Bane.
up I was kind of hoping we would pick up Misfortune, considering Vigar earlier that week was talking about how Misfortune is actually really, really strong now. And he was talking about build path options. So I was kind of hoping that we would go and dip our toe into that well. Because I really love playing Misfortune. I think she's maybe my highest mastery champion. So anytime I could see Misfortune, I'm excited. Uh, but hope maybe we'll
You,
see it in playoffs. I could definitely see us maybe picking it up. You know, in the mid lane pool, I think is pretty big too. So we still have options there. But maybe we'll see some more diversity. You know, come playoffs this weekend.
yeah. LPL has played a few Misfortune games. The meta isn't really that much different. There's been some Azir. There was the game yesterday. I think it was Scout on EDG put down 10k damage on Azir in one
Oh,
team
that's a lot
fight.
of damage.
One team fight. It was wild.
Oh God,
Still got they won that game, but lost the series 3-1. So
he tried.
not quite ideal there, but that's okay. Um, so I I would like to maybe see something new out of Summit this weekend. I have to imagine that someday is going to be on tank duty, but I guess now is a good time to switch over to our weekend match then.
Yeah. So this weekend we play 100 Thieves on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The winner will play EG or Team Liquid, while the loser will play Golden Guardians or FlyQuest.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not 100% sure who we dropped down to, so I didn't want to.
no, yeah, that's no, you how you wrote it was right. That's how I would have done it. Um, How are you feeling about going up against 100 Thieves in a best of series? The best of, is it a best of 5 or is it a best of 3?
I believe it's a best of 5.
Okay. So best of 5 is definitely different. Seeing this new team try to adapt in the series will be really interesting. Um, I'm not sure how it's gonna go. We've seen our players play really strongly in some matches, but we also have seen them make a lot of mistakes and end up losing a match as well. And I think partially it's because of just how young the team is. I mean, looking at, if you watch that spot that they released on Winsome, he's only really been playing professionally for like a year, like 2 years. So he's really, really new. um, so, he may make a lot of mistakes there and have, bad games. I think it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm hoping yes, Summit feels dumb about that game because we're going to need a top gap if we want to pull this series out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really tough if they just ban Nar and Jace every game.
Yeah, that's true, and I'm assuming that Berserker has stopped playing Aphelios so he can get it in playoffs.
Maybe.
Because he hasn't played it in quite a bit, and it's been open a few times. So maybe we'll the Jason Arbands will bring that open. Maybe we can get some Gragas or something. Something that we can play in to a Malphite if they decide to run it. I
Yeah,
mean, hypothetically, I'm just saying, Fudge can play top lane.
he could hypothetically we could lane swap here. I think that's something that I would actually really love to see, where the team is just discussing, and maybe for certain picks, Summit and Fudge literally just swap lanes. Because I think with Fudge adding this flexibility being a mid lane, that's something they could totally do. I would love to see that happen, depending on the picks that we need to kind of generate. Um, I think that we definitely need to have some scenarios for countering Malphite if we're gonna leave it open. Otherwise, I mean, after this weekend, I'd say just flat out just ban it. Just if you don't want to deal with it after how much trouble it gave you, I would say just don't even worry about it. Um, I think this for Aphelios. I think Berserker may be trying to pick up Zeri more, and the team's trying to work around playing with Zeri because he's been playing her a lot the past couple of weeks. Um, so it could be we're trying to pivot towards that to give us an option there, because she is like really overpowered. I'm not gonna lie, with how her kit functions, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, she's very annoying to play against. I've had a few games with her, and she runs way too much and way too fast.
Yeah, she's too fast, and I think also just the fact that she's able to proc the Tiamat items and get so much AoE damage from just spamming her Q with Tiamat plus Hurricane is really, really dumb. And the fact that if anyone has a shield, she gets to steal that shield, and if she shoots anyone with the shield, she gains a shield. I think that's such a dumb mechanic, and it makes her so much harder to kill. And
Yeah, agreed.
well, she just has a lot of different things that when you layer them all together, it just looks like a very unfair champion. Like one or two aspects by themselves, not that bad, but when you combine them all together, it's like, why did you make this a thing? Why did you think this was a good idea?
Yeah, and I think part of why it's annoying is because she has been building a bruiser build too, so she gets a lot
Yeah,
of
she gets a
flat
lot of
health.
health.
But yeah, maybe we'll see her. I have to imagine they're not going to ban out Malphite. Maybe in game one they will, since they'll be on blue side if they want it. But I have to imagine that they're gonna have something prepared for it, whether that's a Kennen, whether it's a Nar,
Yeah.
even, or I'm trying to think of AP top laners. Gragas has been played a lot in LPL, in playoffs. So there's options there. Maybe we even see him just say fuck it and play Vayne.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down for that. That definitely that'd be cool just to not only have something different, but just to see him pick out something specifically to like counter like this pick that screwed us over last week.
Yeah. I think he's gonna have something in mind for it. It could be. Are there any AP junglers right now? I don't think so. Nidalee has been played in Asia once or twice, but it lost. Lilia isn't very strong. Evelyn maybe, but if Blabber has learned anything, from Malice, Karthus maybe. So I don't know. The answer is probably Vayne or more AP stuff. So that's an option. I think the most interesting matchup is going to be Closer versus Blabber.
Yeah, that's
Viego's
definitely going to
popped
be
up quite
the.
a bit. So Viego Lee Sin seems to be a rather common matchup now.
I really want us to try to get Olaf.
I
Like
think it's
Olaf
a possibility too. Yeah.
Olaf or Gragas, because Blabber has a few champions that he really is dominated on. So I think if you were to give him like his Olaf, or I remember, I think was it last year or the year before, he like completely dominated on Gragas just about every game. I
Yeah.
don't know how meta Gragas is.
I don't know what he's like in the jungle. I haven't seen him play there in any of the LPL games I've watched,
Oh, okay.
but he can work as a flex pick. Like maybe if they don't want to play a Malphite into a Gragas, you can flex him jungle after they pick a top laner, possibly. Is something that could happen down the line in like game 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So
I think mostly Blabber I think just needs I think he just needs something that he can not only feel comfortable with, but he can really take over the game with, because it seems that we look a lot better when he's able to have a lot of control over the map and how the game is played. When he's not able to do that, like in the games we lost in, it feels like we struggle a lot more in trying to get any resources and trying to have opportunities to get back in the game.
yeah, I think Hecarim is probably just going to be an auto ban on Red Side All Series. So we're probably going to get some Lee Sin, Xin Zhao, and Viego, maybe some Volibear too. So not a ton there, but seeing who they focus is going to be interesting, because if a jungler ganks bot a few times, there is an opportunity there to catch us out, because Blabber never goes bot lane.
Yeah, it seems like Blabber really is more of a top half focused jungler. Because I think for a while he's always kind of hovered around that area, which I think makes sense. Um, we seem to always recruit bot lanes that are able to kind of stay even or maybe go a little bit behind in order for us to get our solo lanes ahead, especially top lane. Because he really likes playing through there. And that's evident with our successes with a lot of our top laners that we've had. And I can't blame him for playing topside when he has someone like Summit. So I can definitely see it. I think as long as we draft at least a decent bot lane, and then you have a strong top side of the map with a good mid laner and jungler and top laner, I think we should maybe be okay. Dealing with closers in some days is definitely going to be a nightmare, though.
Yeah, I think so too. I I think that's the most interesting matchups there. But like the champion pools aren't anything crazy for those matchups. It really comes down to if they're willing to give Summit, Jace, Gnar, or Tryndamere is maybe that their champion. I'm not sure. So
Maybe I'm not as high on
Braves.
Tryndamere.
Me neither, but he's played it quite a few times in big games recently too. So he must be have it as a decent tier pick too. So I don't know. What do you think about the last lane that we haven't touched on at all? Mid lane, Fudge and Abadaga.
I think Fudge can play a variety of people. It's not like he can't. This being his first split, he hasn't showed a really deep champion pool. But he's certainly shown some stuff. I think maybe we'll just probably do something safe. We'll probably give him like Victor or Ari or he may do LeBlanc again, but I think LeBlanc is more of a situational pick. I really think we need to be more conscious about when to pick LeBlanc. Um, it would be neat to do something crazy like we did with LS and pick a supportive mid laner, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm expecting something like
I,
really standard from Fudge, nothing too crazy.
yeah. We could see Oriana, Syndra. I think what we need to target those is Rise.
Yeah, his Rise is really good.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to see him play Rise more because he's he can legit carry on Rise, and we've seen him carry on Rise.
Oh yeah, and Rise is good now. Still, they haven't nerfed him yet, so there's no reason he can't pick Rise. I wonder because like he didn't play in the past few weeks. I'm not sure all about bans, but maybe they were just trying to put stuff on tape
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
and get him practice on stage. So that's my best guess on that. But I think Rise should be a priority, or Silas as maybe a flex pick. Silas and Rise are decent into TF because they can follow him around the map.
Yeah, I think that's also been another weakness of just matching globals. Um, I think anything that can help match globals is definitely useful.
Yeah, I agree. I do know this weekend Abdaga played Twisted Fate, so it's out there. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see Lulu Jinx comp. Maybe who knows? I think it's all on the cards at this point. They've been on the same patch for a while.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. Mid lane's kind of weird right now because you can pick a lot of stuff. But also teams have only been picking maybe like 2 to 3 things.
Same way it's always been.
That always seems to be the case. It's like you have so many options. You're literally the most flexible role, and it's just like, just give me Victor. It's like, no, you played Victor for 3 weeks already. Just give me Victor. I want Victor.
Yeah, Victor, Oriana, yeah, same thing always. But I guess now's a good time to give our predictions. If we win here, do we get next weekend off?
Maybe.
At some point, there's a weekend off.
I don't have the schedule memorized. Let me see.
Yeah, me neither. So Saturday, Sunday next week. Yeah. So if we win, then we get a week off.
Oh, sick. Well, let's hope we win so we can get a break and have more we can get more prep time in.
Yeah. So what's your prediction?
Oh God. I think if like last week hadn't happened, I would have said we'd probably win. Now I'm not so sure. I think the series will probably be 3-1. I can't say who will win. I want to say C9, but 100 Thieves seems to be back on the upswing and they've maybe cleared a few of their issues, so now it's kind of anyone's guess on who can win. These are two really tough teams. I think Closer's a really good jungler. Abadaga is a good mid laner, and they have a really good bot lane, and they have Someday who's been there for a while, and he's still really really good. So that coupled with we have a very young, inexperienced kind of roster. So I think it could go either way. And it's gonna be a really tough match. Because, I
Yeah.
think for a good chunk of our team, this is the first time they've been in playoffs. This is Fudge's first mid lane in playoffs. So it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, I think so too. Until Hunter Thieves lost to Dig on Sunday, I believe it was. They were on a 7-game winning streak, so they're still pretty hot.
I've always said that Dig's been a dark horse this season. They've been playing really well. And them and FlyQuest have kind of been teams that have been flying under the radar, but have been playing really well. So I
Well,
think they'll be just as tough match wise.
fortunately, Dig is out of playoffs.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. I think it was FlyQuest. Either FlyQuest or Golden Guardians beat them in a tiebreaker.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
So they're out. We do not have to worry about them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one less match we have to care about then.
Yep. So okay. So you said 3-1 Cloud9 wins?
Yes.
Okay. Me too, I think. It seems like the most logical bet. I'm gonna say Red Side wins 3 out of the 4 games. 2 of them will be Cloud9 because we are gonna be on blue side the first game.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I know
Yeah.
drafting right now has been really weird in terms of the sides really determine how you draft, and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, so should be a good one. We're the first playoff match of spring split, so I'm hoping we see some of that cleaned up because we can't go into any games having an auto loss because that was rough.
Yeah, that was really rough. I really hope they they clean everything up because I really don't want to have just a really bad draft at the start of a game.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, I think that's about it for this week then.
Yep. Thanks again for listening. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at C9 Bodied, and we'll see you again next time.
All right, bye guys. Let's get this dub.
Get this dub.
Bye.